Hi there, welcome to Balsamic Moon Tarot. This is a channeled message for the collective. I'm just going to get right into it. We have the Empress card, the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Swords, the Magician, Death, the Hanged Man, and the Knight of Wands. When I first pulled these cards, I kept hearing something about being forsaken. So if you feel like you have been forsaken, if you were up at night and really worried about your soul and feeling like you are alone, this message is for you. There's so the other message I got as I was pulling cards was there's something about waiting to do something. Like, don't wait is the message. Don't wait to act as if it's the end of the world. Basically, if you imagine what you're fearing, act as if what you're fearing is already here. What is it that you need to take action on, that you've been waiting for, that you've been delaying, that you've been sort of avoiding? What is it that you're avoiding that you need to take action on? Yes, we have the Chariot here. So again, very clear. There's nothing to be afraid of is also the message here. What you are afraid of, what you're imagining. Wow, this popped up. This is a really deep, heavy message, you guys. This is the Justice card that popped out. What you're imagining, it's so of course I don't know you, I don't know your situation, but this is the thing. The Justice card is showing up here. So if there's something you feel guilty about, the Justice card, it means that there is a way to make this right. Okay, if you feel like you've done something wrong, like you've harmed another person, you've harmed a situation, the Justice card is showing that there is a way to make things right, or there is at least a way to make you right. There's a way for you to learn from what happened, from your mistakes, from your wrongdoing. There's a way for you to learn and move on, okay? We have a lot of momentum. It's hard for me to pick the right word there, but momentum is what comes to mind, okay? So it's almost like a wave approaching the shore. You can join that momentum, or you can stay like, you can sit like a duck in the water and get impacted, like get thrown about by the crashing waves, right? So there's like this choice here to ride this wave, ride the energy that's moving forward, ride the surge of energy that's moving a collective forward, or be like, you know, kind of like a sitting duck. Like, you can also just stay still and wait for everything to happen to you. And the thing is, if you do that, chances are you're going to experience you're not going to experience the best of it. You're going to experience probably the worst of it, because what the moment is calling for is your individual participation and action. Okay, it's not calling for delayed, frankly, it's not calling for cowardice, it's calling for courage. Okay, so that's what I'm getting so far. That's a lot, I know. And we have the Death card again. So there really is this line drawn in the sand, okay? This is about, oh, I just heard meet your maker. Now, I'm not trying to be morbid, okay? But the energies that are here, if you resonate with these energies, this is for you. If you don't resonate with these energies, feel free to pick another video, feel free to watch another channel. But the energies that are here are for the people who understand what I'm saying and who aren't afraid of what I'm saying. There is a line drawn in the sand right now. And what the two Death cards are saying is that We are moved past the line. We are moving past the line. So where are you in this picture, right? Where are you in the scenario? There's really only, there's sort of like only one or two ways to react, frankly. There you can accept this change and surrender to the change. You can also understand that the change, it means a new world is dawning. You can take an entirely different approach now that this line has been crossed. Now that this door has been closed and this new door has been opened, you can accept that and move forward with a determination to not repeat the mistakes of the past, and to actually give this your best, right? To not sit back, to not just sit back and accept things the way they've been, but to actually be a co-creator of the future, okay? This is the Magician and the Knight of Wands, to be a co-creator of the future. This is, so those are the options I'm seeing here, okay? Something I haven't really gone into is also the fact that we have the Empress with the Hierophant and the Ace of Cups. This is incredibly spiritual energy, okay? So this isn't talking about personal relationships necessarily. It's not talking about romance. It's not talking about a marriage. This is really more of a relationship that you have to the divine. It's about your personal spiritual journey. And when we have the Empress and the Hierophant, you know, what I'm getting here is there's like, what I'm getting here is really that there's this like universal force of love. We can call it the divine feminine. We can call it like the mother goddess. I don't want to really give it a label because I don't want to detract from how the truth arises in you. This is your concept of divine love, okay? And I don't know how that looks for you, so I don't want to give it too many labels here. But the Empress to me is really showing up as that universal, cosmic love that is not necessarily maternal, but it is all giving. It gives all from its heart. There's nothing it doesn't. It's just eternal, loving, giving energy, eternal, nurturing, life affirming energy. Okay, that's what's coming through with the Empress. When we have the Hierophant and the Ace of Cups here, we have this intermediary. We have this process where, you know, organized religion or a priest or some kind of authority figure is mediating the relationship between you and divine love. And I just want to say that that is not necessarily good or bad, but it is important to be aware that that's happening, okay? So maybe, for example, like maybe you're someone who grew up in a certain faith where you learned prayers when you were a child. And ever since you learned those prayers, that has been the only way you have associated yourself with the divine. When you want to reach out to God, you pray those prayers, okay? So again, nothing wrong or right, like there's nothing good or bad about that. That's just, in this scenario, that's just the way it is, right, in this person's life. The message here is that those prayers are important and useful, but they're not the only way to reach the divine. That's what's going on here, is that you have your heart, and your heart can be filled with divine love and consciousness in any number of ways. So you can choose, you can continue, it's sort of like you can continue to look for that specific way that you access the divine. So it's like you can continue to keep saying these prayers, and maybe you're like, okay, I said the prayer in my room, my bedroom, I'm going to say the prayer in church. Like, I feel like you're, you know, maybe you're trying to find a way to get this to work, but there's like, if you take a step back and you see the bigger picture, you can understand that it's not necessarily the prayer itself that is working. It is your heart that is working. It is your heart consciousness that connects you to the divine. So how do you get your heart consciousness? How do you get your heart to open up and receive? And that's the big message here, is that it's about understanding that relationship comes from your heart. And it's possible that your heart has been hurting or suffering so much that it has been closed up to receiving that divine healing, that divine love, that divine comforting. Yes, that divine comfort. Okay, so I'm going to clear the air here. And I'll just pull a few more cards for advice. So if that resonates with you, definitely stick around, and I will give you as much advice as possible. I actually just saw my neighbor, came to drop off my package, so it looks like someone delivered, it looks like the post office delivered the package to the wrong address. So that's also part of the message here, is sometimes things take a while to get to you because I don't want to say because the post office is wrong. I just like there's like a package coming is what I want to tell you. There's a gift coming to you, but I feel like it's coming in it's arriving at your door. It's arriving into your life in a way you're not looking out for. So, you know, maybe you're looking out for the postman and you're like, when is this postman going to give me my package? Meanwhile, the package is arriving through your neighbor, right? So there's a way that there's something coming into your life and you're looking out for it, but it's actually going to arrive in a way that you don't anticipate. Okay, so that's one message here. But I really want to give you some advice. So we have the Four of Cups, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Star. Okay, beautiful. Advice for the collective. The Four of Cups is interesting that it shows up here because we were talking about the Ace of Cups. And the Four of Cups is in the Rider-Waite deck has someone who's ignoring a cup being offered to them. So I do think this is an affirmation about your heart not quite being able to receive what is being offered to it. Okay, so with the Seven of Pentacles and the Star, I actually see here, I think you might have a concept that you don't deserve to be loved unless you do something correctly. Like, you know, it's like you're waiting to have success before you receive the love. There's something like that. Like, okay, here's an example. You know, let's say you're saving up to purchase a home, and you're working hard and you're really like putting that money away and putting it aside, and you're really being disciplined about that, and like all you're focused on is that goal. Like, until I get that home, I'm putting all my energy there. I want to just like everything is about saving up enough money to purchase my home. So if you're doing that but you feel completely miserable in the current home you have, you're ignoring an opportunity to receive love in this moment. Like, you could save up for your home, your future home, and still make your current home loving or comfortable, or, you know, maybe you don't spend money doing that, but there's still these ways that you can make your current situation as close to what you need as possible, as close to a situation that feels caring, comforting, loving. And so I think there's a way here that you have this like this star card is showing up. There's a way for you to experience healing now, and connection and faith. Like there are all these beautiful energies that are available to you, but with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like you think that you have to jump through a hoop to get there, and the truth is you don't. You don't have to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and clarify with the same deck. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles for advice, please. We have the Three of Cups. Interesting. The Three of Cups really reinforces that Four of Cups. And we have the Four of Wands. Okay, that's a clear piece of advice there. So the Four of Cups is a card that can talk about being bored or being like dissatisfied with what you have. Like it's just not impressing you. It's just not interesting to you. And I think the advice here is that you are a bit bored and you need something to like I think you need something to look forward to. That's something like celebratory, like a party, like a gathering with friends. And I feel like you need to be the person planning it. Like I feel like this is going to get you a bit out of this numb feeling. Like I think maybe you've been a bit numb to things and you've been a bit desensitized, and you need to like, you know, I think what your guides are saying here is that like there's something they want to help you enjoy life again. You know, you don't enjoy the simple pleasures in life right now. Maybe, you know, this could be depression, right? But I think that's the case with a lot of people right now. It's very hard to enjoy life when you know, maybe we feel like, what is the point, or you know, we don't deserve to. These could be things that are running through your mind. So there is a very clear message here that it is still important to celebrate life, to celebrate the milestones of one's life. So okay, here's a great example. If you're like finishing up school and you have graduation coming up, and if you weren't planning on having like a party or anything, you know, do what feels right for you. But there's a message here that you should still celebrate and honor that moment, and you should still invite, like bring together the people in your life that you care about and who care about you. Even if it's just one person, find or reach out to that person or those people and bring yourselves together. Like just come together. It doesn't have to be a lot of fanfare. It doesn't have to be, you know, tons of money spent on a party. Of course, if you want to do that, by all means go do that, right? Like this is these are your choices being made. This is how you want to celebrate, how you want to honor this milestone or this moment. It doesn't have to be a personal milestone. It could be a holiday. It could be you know, just season, like, hey, it's summer, like whatever you want to do, give it meaning, right, is what I'm trying to say. Like celebrate something. There's a reason to celebrate. There's always a reason to appreciate and have gratitude for being alive. And I know there are times in our life when that is really difficult to see, but once you get the ball rolling in this direction, you're gonna shift. And I think that's the Star card. It's like once you find that direction, once you identify it's like the North Star. Once you identify or calibrate, right? Like align yourself to that meaningful thing in your life, like all the energies are going to shift in your favor, and you're going to feel a lot more, you're just going to feel a lot more alive. You're going to feel like there's purpose and there's meaning in your life again. But again, it's not this big thing that has to do it, right? It can be something as simple as, I want to get together with my friends. I want to have a nice dinner. I want us to have a potluck. I want us to cook. You know, do that. Like it can be that simple. So this was a collective message for you all. I hope that resonated and reached the ears of those who needed to hear it. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple more cards just as another last piece of advice. Very quick, short and sweet piece of advice to end this reading. Okay, it's interesting we have the Five of Cups that showed up now. So there's certainly a piece of advice here. This is really about not caring what other people think, okay? This is about being, really standing in your truth, standing by your principles, speaking out with integrity, speaking the truth, speaking out to power, speaking truth to power, right? So that's what this is about. And I think it's because you are sensitive to suffering. You're sensitive not just to what you've lost, but you're sensitive to what others have lost. And you can be a real force for positive change by using your voice and using your position to call these things out. There's a message here that, yeah, I'm actually really seeing it's almost like a charmed life. I just heard that. I am seeing a charmed life here. And if you don't feel that that's you, I do think that this is what is possible for you. So keep dreaming. How would your life feel like it was charmed? How would you feel if you had magic in your life? Start there. Start with that vision of what your life could be like if there was a little bit of magic, just a little bit of assistance to help you put together what you consider the perfect life, okay? Don't give up on that. That is the message there. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to check around my channel for other videos, and please hit the like and subscribe button if this resonated with you. Take care.